Hi, this is the third video for Week 1, Topic 1, Arithmetic and Algebra. This is the third video of 6 videos for Topic 1 and looks at decimals. These videos are intended to help you with the basis in arithmetic and algebra that you will need for future topics in this course. Again, it is recommended that you watch this video with your pen and paper and pause at the relevant times to try the examples for yourself. Decimals. So a fraction can be shown in decimal form, such as 0.5, 0.75 or 1.25. We use this word decimal, and this is our decimal point or our decimal place here. So we're saying it's a part of a number on this side. The first number after our decimal point is the tenths. So this is here, if we had our 1, and we've divided it into 10 pieces there. So 1/10 is one of those. All the way around, if we got to 10 tenths, we'd have 1.0. The next place here is our hundredth place. So hundredths, we've taken the same one here and we've broken it into 100, or we've broken each of these into 10. So I'm not going to draw that, but this is hundredths here. So we've broken it up into hundredths. So it's 10 times smaller than our tenths. Then our next column here is our thousandths. And our thousandths, we've taken each one of these hundredths and split that further into 10. So as we're going smaller, these are factors of 10 smaller, just as on the other side, we are getting factors of 10 larger. So exercise 1.1.2. We want to express the following fractions as decimals. So here for 1, we have 3 tenths. And we think about it, well, here, our decimal place, we have 3 in our tenths position. So 3 tenths becomes 0.3. 527 on 1,000. So we put our decimal place in. We've got our tenths, our hundredths and our thousandths. So we've got 1,000 here. So it's 527 in our thousandths position. What we do is we start with that 7 in the thousandths. Then the 2 goes into the hundredths and the 5 into the tenths. So here we have 0.527. If we look at number 3, here we've got our decimal place, we've got our tenths and our hundredths. We have 100 at the bottom here. So we've got 122 on 100. So we start with that 2 in the hundredths. The 20 goes here and the 1 goes there. So it's 1.22, which makes sense because 122 on 100 is the same as 100 plus 22 more on 100. So our 100 here on 100 becomes 1 whole. 100 on 100 and 22 on 100. 100 out of 100, same at the top and at the bottom, is equal to 1. So it's 1 and 22 on 100, 1.22. Now exercise 1.1.3. Again, we want to express fractions as decimals. And so here we're getting a little bit more complicated. We've got 57 on 300. So we're thinking here, well, we know if we divided our 300 by 3, we'd get 100. What about our 57? So we can get our calculator out, or we can say, well, 60 is 20 times 3. So 57 is 3 less, must be 19 lots of 3. So if we divide that by 3, we'll get 19 on 100. So here our tenths, hundredths, we write the 9 and the 1 and a 0. So we can also use our calculator to show this here. So we're using our calculator. We've got here, we press our fraction button. 57 and down and 300. So 57 on 300 and we press equals. Here we get 19 on 100 and we see that it's still written as a fraction. And we press this SD button here. SD, and here we should get 0.19. For our next fraction here, number 2, we have 4 on 25. We say, well, we could divide by 25. It's getting complicated. But if we do 20 times 5 times 4, here we'll get 100. And if we do 4 times 4, we'd always do the same to our numerator and our denominator, is 16. So here in our hundredths, we'll go the 6, the 1 in the tenths, and the 0. So now we've got 9 on 15. It's a little bit more complicated. So here we're going to say, well, if we look at them, we can see, oh, they both divide by 3. 9 divided by 3 gives us 3. 15 divided by 3 gives us 5. So 3/5 is one of the more simple ones, but we can say, okay, we can make that a 10. We times it by 2, times it by 2. We get 6 on 10. Here, so we do our decimal place, and in the tenths position goes our 6. So 0.6. So we can use our calculator. We press our fraction button, and 9 at the top and down, and 15 here. We press equals, we get our fraction, and we use our SD button here, and we get 0.6. So for number 4, we've got 90 on 150. And our first thing here, we go, okay, we've got a 0 at the top and a 0 at the bottom. We're going to divide both by 10. So we cancel out our 0 and cancel out our 0. And now we've got 9 on 15. And we go, okay, we already worked this out just above. This is also 0.6.